hopefully everything was blessed. Peace and love, family. It's your boy, BrothaTruth, man. And today, just wanted to come holler at you all and definitely spread some dope information and just really get a chance to just talk to the people whenever I can, man. But I'm not gonna hold you all too long, because here lately, I've been posting a lot of different things and information and just expanding, beyond law. And I just want to kind of let you all know and prepare yourself for, the tour that's coming here in January. Well, the show that's coming here in January, the conference out there in New York on January the 13th. That'll actually be my birthday week too as well. So I expect to see everybody at that joint, because we're going to celebrate and do a lot of great things. I just wanted to kind of come in and touch on, because a lot of people are, some people are like, oh, well, you should just stick with the law and you should only teach us that. And, I feel as if consciousness, stretches far, far, far beyond, just, knowing the law and the Constitution and equity and all these other kind of things, man. For me, it's about actually knowing, what's going on in your environment, being conscious to your history and everything else like that. Peace to the gods, good brother. And I say that just because, for me, it seems kind of hard to think that, we could know where we're going and how to actually execute and get there when we don't know who we are and where we come from in the past. So for this very reason is why, I've taken years and, I've gone through the Aboriginal history with you. I've gone through, English first, Roman military law with you. We've gone through, Hebrew shit. We've gone through more shit. We've gone through all of these different levels and channels, because I like to say in order to be a Neo or a God in this game, you're going to have to learn all of the different avenues of law. You're going to have to learn all the different avenues of heritage, your culture and everything like that. Because especially as melanated people, we have so many divisions that were put on us, going all the way back, starting back in Yaqub's time. This is why I even gave you the story of Yaqub and understanding the reason why certain things like religion was created in these 6,000 year cycles. Why so many wars, why so many things have been happening and going on, bringing, I guess, can you say, detriment to this world, is because it had to happen, right? And as I always say, we had to learn and experience all aspects of God, right? And has not religion and wars and things of that not shown us the good and the evil, right? So it's just important that, because a lot of times, a lot of us are caught up in the Roman military law of things, and we actually think these codes and these statutes is the true way of life, as if this is what law is and what it was always supposed to be, not understanding that most people have a whole constitution that's here for them to operate and live by. But if you never knew where you come from in the past, you could never know where you're going to go here in the future, right? So, it's important that we teach all aspects of law and we go back to understanding why even some of these legal systems and law systems were even put to place, going all the way back to Pope Boniface VIII, okay? Right? And that was in the 1300s where Pope Boniface VIII said, hey, we're going to make every single living being on the planet, right, a subject and a creature of the Roman pontiff. And ever since the 1300s, they've been doing and executing exactly that. Okay, so we need to understand that English common law was in place even before a lot of these Roman military laws. But again, after Englishmen and had went off across the world and set up these colonies and, set up lands and set up different things like that, integrating with other indigenous people from other lands, right? You had Britain, who had finally came and took over the UK. You know what I'm saying? Well, Britain had came and took over England. Then they took Ireland and they took Scotland and they put all of them together and made the United Kingdom. And they said, you know what, we're going to call this Britain. And we're going to use this Britain entity to now go back and take over all of these English colonies over the world, these English lands. And we're going to start, implementing Roman military law. So when I showed you all that passport in my blast post, and it says, that these passports apply to citizens and they also apply to nationals. It's important to know, again, that this is a dual legal system, okay? And it's been a dual legal system your entire life, all of us, Okay. And at the end of the day, citizenship, as far as U.S. citizen, operates and falls under Roman military law, right? And they have certain codes, they have certain statutes, they have different things like that are put in place to whoop your ass. I don't care if you live here in America. I don't care if you live there in South Africa, Canada, wherever the hell. I can promise you most 99% of you all in the countries that you come from are operating under a constitution. Facts. Okay. And they're also operating under Roman military law. So really, truly, the real question is, which one do you serve? Right? Because at the end of the day, I could talk private law. I could talk about Aboriginal law. I could talk about all of these type of things all day, right? We could talk about what we want to be in the private. We want to be a Moor, be a Hebrew, and all that. That's cool. But there is a game, a public game that's operating that you all have been participating in 99% of your life. And it's about knowing how to play that game, which is English common law versus Roman military law. All right. Huge. OK, so, I mean, before we even get into all that, I just wanted to kind of let that be known and put that out there on the table, because that's highly important. I think a lot of people kind of overlook, just the basics of English common law and Roman military law to kind of implement their feelings and emotions and opinions. But they don't give a shit about your feelings. Right. They don't care. All they are executing is law. All right. So, again, knowing where we come from, and this is why I break down our English heritage so much. And I say, you must go and find out your English surname heritage too. Your surname, all of that. Some of you all are from Spain. Some of you all have surnames from England. Some of you all have surnames from Scotland. All of these type of things, man. And where do you think these Masons and all of this stuff get some of these Scottish rights and all of these other kind of things? This is actually part of your heritage too as well. Okay. It's very, very, very important. It says with the U.S. national, we don't have a lot. We don't have lot of filed taxes. Correct. We don't have to file taxes. Correct. You never had to file taxes. Right. As any national, you never had to file taxes. Taxes are for citizens who are taxable entities operating under the Roman military government. Right. You have the United States, Inc. Right. And then you have the United States of America. U.S. citizens apply to U.S. Inc. Right. And they are taxable entities. Right. And they get taxed. And they work hard to pay off bills and shit that was already paid off. Right. Those are taxable entities. OK. But when you are operating as a national, OK, taxes are actually unlawful. It's very important. And, even going all the way back to the Tea Party and all this other kind of things, people used to revolt over taxes. And what a lot of people don't know, that really wasn't even tea. That was hemp. But that was another conversation. We'll get on that in another build session. But yeah, man, I just want to tell everybody it's extremely important to know where you come from, to know where we're going here in the future. Even with the trees and all of the things that we've just been discussing, too, about all of these mountains out here that are really trees that have been cut down. It's important that we know that, too. I teach that just because, we have to understand that the world and the environment that we live in is not the illusion that we really think it is. You know what I'm saying? Right? There were so many things beyond our imagination that used to exist in the past. We were so much more advanced. We were so much more technological. Back in the day, we were so much more everything. Right? Back in the day. And really, we need to learn how to get back to those times and start thinking and operating like those brothers and sisters used to, like your ancestors.